Hello, everyone, and welcome to AR Podcasts, your home for learning real-life English. I'm Romi, and today we're going to explore one of the most useful situations you'll ever face: speaking English in a restaurant. Imagine you walk into a cafe, or maybe a nice restaurant with your friends, and you want to sound confident, natural, and polite. That's what today's lesson is all about. By the end of this episode, you'll know exactly what to say from the moment you enter until the moment you leave the restaurant. Topic 1. Why learning restaurant English matters. English at restaurants isn't just about ordering food. It's about confidence, manners, and communication. When you know the right words and phrases, you can connect better with people, avoid confusion, and enjoy your meal without stress. Let's build that skill step by step together. Topic 2. Basic restaurant vocabulary. Before we start speaking, let's understand some common words you'll often hear inside a restaurant. These words are like the foundation of our English meal. Menu. The list of food and drinks available. Example: could I see the menu, please? Waiter or waitress. The person who takes your order and brings your food. Example: the waiter was very polite. Reservation. When you call ahead to book a table. Example: I have a reservation for 2 at 7 p.m. Bill or check. The paper that shows how much you have to pay. Example: could I have the bill, please? Tip. Extra money you give to thank the staff for good service. Example: I left a 10% tip. Appetizer. A small dish before the main meal. Example: we ordered soup as an appetizer. Main course. The main dish of your meal. Example: for my main course, I'll have grilled chicken. Dessert. Sweet food served after the main meal. Example: let's share a chocolate cake for dessert. Topic 3. Entering the restaurant. Greetings and first impressions. Now, let's imagine you've arrived at the restaurant door. The first few seconds are important. They set the tone for the whole conversation. You'll usually meet the host or server near the entrance. Here are some polite ways to greet them. Hey. Good evening. Table for 2, please? Hi. Do you have any available tables? Hello. I have a reservation under the name Romi. When you enter, always smile and make eye contact. It shows confidence and friendliness. Avoid saying just table 2. Instead, include please and a greeting. It instantly sounds more polite and natural. Topic 4. Seating and small talk. After greeting, the host might ask, would you like to sit inside or outside? You can reply, inside, please. Or, outside would be great, thank you. If you prefer a specific place, say, could we have a table near the window? I'd like a quiet corner, please. These little sentences make you sound confident and respectful at the same time. When you sit down, a good thing to say is, thank you, or thanks, this table looks perfect. This kind of polite feedback makes a great impression. Topic 5. Understanding the menu. Once you sit, the server will hand you the menu. Here are a few helpful things to remember. Take your time. It's okay to look through the menu slowly. If you don't understand something, ask. Could you tell me what's in the chicken Alfredo? What does grilled salmon mean? Never feel shy to ask questions. Restaurants are used to helping guests who want to understand the menu. You can also say, what would you recommend today? This shows interest and helps you choose something popular. Topic 6. Polite expressions you must use. Now let's talk about the words that make your English sound polite and natural. There are 4 magic words you should always keep in mind. Please. Thank you. Excuse me. Could you, please? For example, could you please bring me a glass of water? Excuse me, may I see the dessert menu? These phrases sound professional, kind, and warm, the perfect combination for good English communication. Topic 7. Useful pronunciation tips. Here's a small pronunciation secret. In American English, we often link words together. So instead of saying, "Can I have a menu?" slowly, it often sounds like, "Can I have a menu?" Try it practicing it smoothly, but clearly. Remember, confidence comes from practice, not from perfection. Topic 8. Mini practice round. Let's practice a short mini conversation together. I'll say the English line first, and you repeat after me, wherever you are. 1. Good evening. Table for 2, please. 2. Could I have a table near the window? 3. Thank you. This table looks perfect. 4. Could I see the menu, please? 5. What would you recommend today? Repeating out loud helps train your brain and tongue to move naturally in English rhythm. So far, you've learned basic restaurant vocabulary, how to greet staff politely, how to ask for a table, and how to start small talk when seated. That's an excellent beginning. In the next part, we'll dive deeper into how to order food and drinks, how to ask questions about the menu, and how to sound fluent while ordering.
So now, we are starting part 2, how to order food and drinks in a restaurant. If you've ever felt nervous about talking to a waiter or unsure about what to say when you're ready to order, don't worry. By the end of this part, you'll know exactly what to say and how to sound polite and fluent like a native speaker. First, getting ready to order. Once you've looked through the menu, the waiter will usually come and ask, "Are you ready to order?" If you are ready, you can reply, "Yes, I'm ready." Or, "Yes, I'd like to order now." But if you're still deciding, you can say, "Not yet. Could you give me a few more minutes, please?" Or, "I'm still deciding. I'll let you know in a moment." These simple sentences help you sound confident without rushing. 2. Starting with appetizers. Most meals begin with appetizers, small dishes before the main meal. When you're ready to order one, say, "For the appetizer, I'll have tomato soup." Or, "We'd like to start with garlic bread." You can also say, "Can we get 2 starters to share?" To share means both people will eat from the same dish, a very natural thing to say in restaurants. 3. Ordering the main course. Now comes the main part, the main course or entree. Here are some natural ways to order your main dish. "I'll have the grilled chicken with mashed potatoes." Or, "Can I get the cheeseburger combo, please?" Or, "I'd like the pasta with white sauce." Or, "I'll take the steak, medium rare." Notice something? We don't always say, "I want." We use softer, more polite forms like "I'll have" or "I'd like." They sound much more natural and polite in restaurant English. "I'll have" is polite and common. "I'd like" is polite and formal. "I want" sounds a little direct or rude sometimes. 4. Ordering drinks. Now let's move to drinks. When the waiter asks, "What would you like to drink?" you can say, "I'd like a glass of orange juice." Or, "Can I get a bottle of water, please?" Or, "Just water for me, thank you." If you want a hot drink, you can say, "I'll have a cup of coffee." Or, "Can I get an iced tea?" And if you want to order a refill, say, "Could I have another glass of lemonade, please?" 5. Asking questions about the menu. Sometimes you might see dishes on the menu that you don't know. Don't be shy to ask. That's completely normal. Here are polite ways to ask about food. Could you tell me what's in the Caesar salad? Or, what exactly is shrimp scampi? Or, is the chicken spicy? Or, does this dish come with rice or bread? These sentences show interest and help you avoid surprises when the food arrives. 6. Making special requests. If you have food preferences, allergies, or special choices, English has polite ways to express them. For example, could you make it without onions, please? Or, can I have the burger without cheese? Or, I'm allergic to peanuts. Does this contain any? Or, can you make it less spicy? These are practical and very useful for real-life restaurant situations. 7. Ordering for someone else. If you're ordering for someone who's with you, here's how you can do it. She'll have the grilled fish. Or, he'd like the vegetable soup. Or, we'll share one dessert. It's common to use she'll have or he'd like instead of she wants. It sounds polite and confident. 8. Useful phrases to sound natural. Now, let's learn a few short but powerful expressions that make your English sound natural. Ah, that sounds good. When you like what the waiter suggests. B, I'll go with the pasta. A casual way to say, I choose the pasta. C, could I also get, when adding something to your order. D, that'll be all for now. When you've finished ordering. Example, I'll have the grilled chicken and could I also get a side of salad? That'll be all for now. Perfect, right? That's exactly how native speakers talk when ordering food. 9. Listening to the waiter carefully. Romi, when the waiter repeats your order, listen carefully to make sure it's correct. You can reply, yes, that's correct. Or, actually, I wanted the soup, not the salad. Be polite even if there's a mistake. Tone matters a lot. You can say, sorry, I think there's a small mistake. I ordered iced tea, not coffee. Always stay kind and calm. That's true confidence. Let's practice this together. I'll say each line slowly. Repeat after me. 1. I'd like to order now. 2. For the appetizer, I'll have soup. 3. I'll have the grilled chicken, please. 4. Could I make that without onions? 5. That'll be all for now. Thank you. Excellent! By practicing these short sentences out loud, your brain gets comfortable with the rhythm and pronunciation of natural restaurant English. Let's quickly review what we learned in this section. How to say you're ready or not ready to order. How to order appetizers, main courses, and drinks. How to ask polite questions about food. How to make special requests and sound natural. You're doing great so far. Now you can easily start and finish your food order like a native English speaker. In the next part, we'll learn how to communicate during the meal, asking for water, requesting condiments, handling mistakes politely, and giving compliments about the food. So stay tuned. We'll make your restaurant English even stronger.
Now we are starting part 3, communicating during the meal. A lot of English learners only practice ordering food, but real communication continues throughout the meal, like asking for water, requesting extra items, or talking about how the food tastes. So let's learn how to do all that smoothly. 1. When your food arrives. When your food is brought to the table, it's polite to say something kind to the server. You can say, "Thank you so much. That looks great. Wow, that smells amazing."
Small expressions like these show appreciation and make your English sound warm and confident. If the server asks, "Do you need anything else?" you can respond, "No, that's perfect, thank you." "Not right now, thanks." Always add a friendly tone. It makes communication pleasant. 2. Asking for extra items. Sometimes you need something extra, like ketchup, napkins, or utensils. Here are polite and natural ways to ask. "Excuse me, could I get some ketchup, please?" "Could you bring me an extra fork?" "Can I have some more napkins?" "Could I get a little more water, please?" Notice the pattern. We start with could I or can I. That's how polite English works. Avoid saying just, "Give me water." Instead, say, "Could I have some water, please?" It sounds respectful and professional. 3. Asking for refills. In American restaurants, it's common to get refills on drinks like soda or coffee. If you want more, you can say, "Could I have a refill, please?" Or, "Can I get another cup of coffee?" If you don't want more, you can say, "No, thank you, I'm good." Or, "I'm fine, thanks." These short, polite answers are used constantly in real life. 4. Talking about the food. It's also common to comment on your meal. Here are natural ways to say your food tastes good. "This is delicious." "The chicken is really tasty." "I love this flavor." "The food is amazing." If you didn't like something, keep your tone polite. "It's a bit too salty for me." "It's not exactly what I expected." We should avoid saying, "It's bad." Instead, we use softer phrases that still sound respectful. 5. When something is missing or wrong. Sometimes mistakes happen. Maybe you didn't get your side dish or your order isn't correct. Here's how to handle it politely. "Excuse me, I think my order hasn't arrived yet." "Sorry, I think there's a small mistake. I ordered fries, not salad." "Could you please check on my order?" Notice the gentle tone. You're not blaming anyone, you're just pointing it out kindly. That's how native speakers manage small problems without sounding rude. 6. Asking about temperature or taste. Sometimes you might want your food hotter, colder, or cooked differently. Here's how to say that. "Could you please warm this up a little?" "I think this coffee is a bit cold." "Could I get the steak cooked a little more, please?" These phrases help you express what you need clearly but respectfully. 7. Ordering dessert during the meal. After finishing your main course, the waiter might ask, "Would you like to see the dessert menu?" You can reply, "Yes, please, I'd love to." Or, "No, thank you, I'm full." Or, "Maybe just coffee for me." You can also ask, "What desserts do you recommend?" Or, "Do you have anything chocolate?" These are small lines that make you sound natural and confident. 8. Talking with friends at the table. If you're eating with friends, it's nice to make small conversation while eating. Here are some common phrases. "How's your food?" "That looks good. What did you order?" "Would you like to try some?" "This place has great food." These are simple, friendly lines that help build connection and make the experience enjoyable. 9. Asking for recommendations again. If you want to try something else, maybe another drink or dessert, you can say, "What would you suggest with this meal?" Or, "What goes well with grilled chicken?" Or, "Do you have any signature dishes?" These sound natural and make you sound like a confident diner who enjoys exploring new tastes. 10. When you're almost done. When you're nearly finished, you might want to let the waiter know. You can say, "We're almost done, thank you." "We're just finishing up. Everything was great." And if you're planning to order something more, you can say, "We're not done yet. Could I see the dessert menu?" Both are polite, short, and easy to use. Let's practice together.
Repeat these after me. 1. Excuse me, could I get some extra napkins, please? 2. Could I have a refill? 3. This is delicious. 4. Sorry, I think there's a small mistake. 5. We're just finishing up. Everything was great. Speaking aloud builds muscle memory. The more you repeat, the more confident you become. Here are 3 quick reminders for speaking English during your meal. 1. Use your polite tone. Even simple words like please and thank you make a big difference. 2. Use eye contact and a small smile. It shows respect and friendliness. It's a language by itself. 3. Stay calm even if mistakes happen. Good manners and confidence always leave a strong impression. Let's review what we covered in this part. A. How to thank the waiter when food arrives. B. How to ask politely for extras, refills, or missing items. C. How to talk about your food. D. How to handle mistakes politely. E. How to show appreciation at the end of your meal. You're doing wonderfully. With just these expressions, you can already manage 80% of real restaurant conversations like a fluent speaker. In the next part, we'll learn how to ask for the bill, pay politely, and end your meal conversation naturally. This is another important moment where tone and manners really matter. So, now we are starting part 4, asking for the bill, tipping, and leaving the restaurant politely. When your meal is over, there's one last part of the dining experience, paying the bill and leaving the restaurant. Even this step is part of good English communication. Many learners get shy or confused about what to say when asking for the check. But don't worry. By the end of this section, you will sound completely natural and confident. Asking for the bill. When you're done eating and you're ready to leave, you can use these polite phrases. Excuse me, could I get the bill, please? Can I have the check, please? Could you bring me the bill when you have a moment? We are ready for the check. Thank you. If you're with friends or colleagues, sometimes the waiter may ask, is this all together or separate? That means, do you want to pay together or split the bill? Here's how you can answer. All together, please, if one person is paying for everyone. Or separate checks, please, if everyone is paying their own. These are short and simple sentences that are very common in restaurants. Paying the bill. Once you receive the bill, here's how you can handle the payment smoothly. Can I pay by card? Do you take credit cards? Can I pay in cash, please? Could you split the bill between 2 cards? If you're paying with a credit or debit card, the waiter will either bring the card machine to your table or take your card and return with a receipt for your signature. After paying, always remember to say, "Thank you so much. Have a great day. Everything was wonderful." A polite goodbye makes you sound confident and appreciative. Understanding tipping etiquette. Tipping is an important part of restaurant culture. It's how waiters and servers earn part of their income. So, when you pay your bill, you usually leave an extra tip, normally between 15 and 20% of your total bill. Here's how you can handle it politely. I'll leave a 20% tip. Can I add the tip to the card payment? I left the tip on the table. If you're not sure how to calculate the tip, here's a quick trick. Look at your bill and move the decimal point one place left. That gives you roughly 10%. Then you can add a little more to make it 15 to 20%. Example, if your bill is $40, then 10% is $4. So you can leave $6 to $8 as a nice tip. Asking for a receipt. Sometimes, especially for business lunches or travel, you might need a receipt. Here's how to ask.
could I get a receipt, please? Can you print a receipt for me? I'd like a copy of the receipt, please. This is short and polite. If you're paying by card, they'll usually hand it to you automatically, but it's still good to know how to ask. Ending leaving the restaurant politely. Before you leave, always say goodbye politely. It shows respect and friendliness. Here are some perfect closing lines. Thank you so much for the meal. Everything was delicious. Have a great evening. Thanks for the wonderful service. We'll definitely come again. These expressions create a lasting good impression, especially if you visit the same restaurant again. Remember, kindness and politeness are part of speaking good English, not just the words you use. Quick review. Let's quickly review what we've covered in this section. 1. Say, "Can I have the check, please?" when you're ready to pay. 2. Use separate checks or all together to split or combine payments. 3. Ask, "Can I pay by card?" if you're using a debit or credit card. 4. Always leave a tip, usually 15 to 20%. 5. Ask, "Could I get a receipt, please?" if you need proof of payment. 6. Leave with a smile and kind words like, "Thank you. Everything was wonderful." By mastering these simple lines, you'll sound professional, polite, and confident in any restaurant situation. Remember, communication is not just about speaking. It's also about tone, manners, and timing. Practice example. Let's put everything together in one short example. Imagine you finished your meal. You raise your hand slightly and say, "Excuse me, could I get the check, please? Can I pay by card? Thank you so much. Everything was wonderful." Simple, natural, and perfect. That's all you need to sound fluent and confident.
So this is the end of part 4. Now we are starting part 5, common restaurant dialogues and real life situations. So far you've learned how to greet, order food, make requests and ask for the bill. Now let's move one step further, learning how to handle real life conversations in restaurants. These short dialogues and examples will help you practice how English is used naturally in daily restaurant situations. Even though you will be learning through examples, focus on the sentence patterns and polite tone. That's the real secret to fluent communication. Situation 1. Arriving at the restaurant. When you enter a restaurant, you might be greeted by a staff member or host. They usually ask how many people are in your group. Let's look at how this conversation sounds. Staff: "Good evening, how many people are in your party?" You: "Just one, please." Or you: "A table for 2, please." If you've made a reservation before, you can say, "I have a reservation under the name Ali." If not, you can simply ask, "Do you have a table available?" When they show you your table, always say, "Thank you" or "Thank you very much." Situation 2. Asking for the menu. Once you're seated, if the menu isn't already on the table, you can say politely, "Could I have the menu, please? Can you bring me the menu?" If you are at a restaurant with a specific type of food, like Chinese, Italian, or local cuisine, you might ask, "Do you have any house specials? What would you recommend from the menu?" These questions help you sound friendly and confident while showing interest. Situation 3. Ordering your meal. Now it's time to order. You can start with drinks or food. Let's see a few examples. You: "Could I have a glass of water, please?" Staff: "Sure. Would you like still or sparkling?" You: "Still water, please." When ordering your food, grilled chicken sandwich with no onions, please. Can I have the vegetable soup and a side of fries? Could I get the pasta with white sauce, please? If the waiter asks, "Would you like anything else?" you can say, "No, that's all for now. Thank you." Notice how every line stays simple, polite, and natural. Situation 4. Asking for something during the meal. If you need anything extra while eating, here are some common sentences. Excuse me, could I get some more water please? Can I have another fork? Could you bring me some chili sauce? I think I ordered rice, but it hasn't arrived yet. Always start with excuse me. It's polite and gets attention without sounding rude. Situation 5. Ordering dessert. After finishing your main meal, the waiter might ask, would you like to see the dessert menu? You can reply, yes please, or no thank you, I am full. If you do want dessert, say, I'd like a slice of chocolate cake please. Can I have some ice cream? Could I get the fruit salad please? Again, always end with please. It makes your English sound warm and respectful. Situation 6. Complaining politely if needed. Sometimes things might not go perfectly. Maybe your food is cold or something tastes off. It's completely fine to express your concern politely. Here's how you can do it without sounding rude. Excuse me, I'm sorry, but this dish is a little cold. Could you warm it up please? I think there's a mistake. I ordered the chicken curry, not the beef one. Sorry to bother you, but my soup is a bit too salty. When the staff corrects the issue, always thank them. Thank you so much for fixing it. Politeness keeps the communication positive even when there's a problem. Situation 7. Asking for the bill. When you're ready to leave, could I get the bill please? Can I have the check please? We are ready to pay. Thank you. If you're with others, can we pay separately? Or one bill for the table please. Then say, thank you very much for the service. Everything was wonderful. Situation 8. Small talk with the staff. Sometimes friendly waiters or staff might make small talk. Here are natural ways to respond. Staff, how was your meal? You, it was great, thank you. Or you, everything was perfect. Staff, would you like to come again? You, definitely the food was amazing. These short exchanges show politeness and good communication skills. Situation 9. Making a reservation on the phone. Many restaurants let you book a table in advance. Here's how you can do it over the phone. Hello, I'd like to make a reservation for tomorrow evening. Can I book a table for 4 people at 8 p.m.? Is there a table available near the window? Thank you. Could you confirm the name under the booking? It's Ali. When you arrive the next day, you can simply say, hello, I have a reservation under the name Ali. This is polite, clear and professional English that works in every restaurant. Quick practice dialogue. Let's go through one short complete example so you can practice it as a real life scenario. Good evening, a table for 2 please. Can I have the menu? I'd like the grilled fish with lemon sauce and a bottle of water. Excuse me, could I get some extra napkins please? Everything is delicious, thank you. Could I have the bill please? Thank you for the wonderful service. That's how a perfect restaurant conversation flows. Smooth, polite and confident from start to finish. And that brings us to the end of today's lesson. Speak English in restaurants. You've learned how to greet the staff, order food confidently, make polite requests, and even handle tricky situations with good manners and the right words. Remember, speaking English fluently in restaurants isn't about using big or complicated words. It's about speaking clearly, kindly, and with confidence. Whenever you go to a restaurant next time, try using even a few of these phrases. You will notice how naturally the conversation flows and how much more confident you feel using English in real life. If you enjoyed this lesson, make sure to like this video, subscribe to AR Podcast and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss our next English conversation lesson. Your small steps every day make a big difference. So keep practicing, keep listening, and keep improving your English one situation at a time. Thank you so much for learning with me today. See you again in the next episode where we'll explore more real life English. Make simple, practical, and fun. Please suggest a topic for the next video too in the comment section below. Until then, keep speaking English with confidence and never stop learning. Take care of yourself and goodbye.